You know what I wish I had? A professional quality random orbital sander with which I can do my job reliably, constantly, consistently, and just have no problems whatsoever. Also, tacos. Hooray! Here's a box. Need one of those for an unboxing. We've got paper. Invoice. Save the invoice.
Save the clock tower.
Aw, there's a desk calendar. What else we got? We got some literature. That's nice. Ooh, a t-shirt. Did that work? Before we go any further in this adventure of unboxing and seeing what's in a box, we should probably do a bit of backstory here. Way back in December, I saw a post on Mirka's Instagram feed about their Deros sanders, and I thought it looked very slick. I liked the way it had like the look and feel of a pneumatic sander without having to get into, you know, compressors and all that stuff. I think they're Finnish, but they're not finished. So I reached out and they were gracious enough to stop by and drop off the big sander, the little sander, and the extractor for me to have a play with to see what I would like to purchase for my shop. Check this out. I have kind of until the end of the month to decide which of these two machines I want to buy, because I can't afford to buy both. I'm kind of surprised by just how versatile the little one is. The little 77 mil head unit one. For little tiny part stuff, it's brilliant. It's so good. But if you're doing bigger panel stuff, bigger parts, bigger everything, the big 6-inch unit is fantastic. Some of the things that I really like about this unit are actually the flappy paddles. A couple of things I need to get used to with them are turning the unit off before putting it down, right? Like just letting go of the paddle isn't off, it's only in standby, and if you put it down, it'll start spinning. It's not that big a deal. There's the on button. Off, on, off, on. Speed control up and down, right? Right? I love that. I love that auto on feature. I mean, it's not exactly a new thing, but I just like it. What are these guys doing over there? These guys... Oh no, not my junk pile corner. So as well as the Deros to play with, I've also got this extraction baby here to play with, which, you know, I am digging it so far. I love the idea of it. It's fantastic. One of the things that weirded me out about it right off the bat was when you engage the sander, that popping sound you heard right off the bat there, that is the automatic filter cleaning function. That's part of the unit itself, but that was kind of freaking me out. So if you do get one of these, it's supposed to do that. Don't worry about it. One of the things that I like about it, the hose, or the power cord rather, the wraps around that, it goes up and over, and it has a little bungee that holds it in place. I just thought that was slick.
Hey guys, I'm just so happy to be here.
It's a slick little unit. I like it. Whew. Now then, back to work I go, I suppose. Ugh. Got so much sanding to do. There's the two holes there. They line up that way. Dun, 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 dun. Ta-da! Where is it? There it is. Change the pad. 5-inch sander's now 6. Alright, so the reason I put the big thick foam pad on there is because I am going to be sanding on a convex surface. This 6-inch sander should make short work of this this Ludwig shell. Before anybody gives me grief about taking the lacquer off a vintage Ludwig bass drum, this finish is just smashed. It's been beaten to hell. There's massive gouges and nicks and stuff all over it, so it is actually kind of screwed. So yeah, just calm down. It'll be okay. It's not your bass drum. Okay, so ready for some sacrilege, kids? This is always and always will be a long and tedious process. One of the things that's taken me a while to actually wrap my brain around with these units is that you really only need to put enough pressure on the paddle to engage the switch, right? They're weighted and balanced such that they don't slide around, they don't jump around all over the place. They do not move. You turn them on and they just sit there, right? And then with just the slightest pressure, you can kind of wiggle it around. Check this out. Case in point. Right? It's not going anywhere. Hooray! Okay, well, that, my friend, is that. This Mirka unit, it didn't make that job any less tedious, but it sure made it a lot cleaner. Oh yeah, the hoops. Now, I decided not to get the extractor simply because, well, budgetary restraints more than anything else. I did end up picking up a sander. Back to the unboxing. So, 2-size boxes of sandpaper. Sanding pads. It's not actually paper, they're mesh screens technically. A couple of these thicker pads, 1, 2, 5. More of this. Don't worry, I'll recycle that. More of this. And okay. Let's keep opening some boxes. Inside this box, there is a sample pad. Or a sample pack, rather, of more sanding discs. We got the books of words with all the warranty information. Oh, and inside here there's also an Allen key and a couple tiny little machine screws and a couple nuts. More on that in a second as well. We have my sander. That's very exciting. My new snazzy, snappy sander with the flappy paddle. I did get the one with the 5mm orbit, simply because why cheap out on that end of it if you're going to go to the bother of buying all of this stuff. We got some power, and we got the wrenchy thingy, which is for changing the pads out. Right? Here's the disclaimer. Though I did have one of these and one of the 77s and the extractor to play with, I did pay full retail for this unit, and I did buy the extra, the 150 pad separate. Yeah, so they threw in the sandpaper, and I do have some sandpaper left over from when they dropped off some machines to play with. All told, what did I pay? I like that thing that Ainsley from Small Fry does, where she tells you what she paid for everything. It's very cool. Yeah, so all up I paid $966 dues for this. Couple things I really dig. Gut it like a pig. These pad savers, right? It's just a hook and loop extension. It just sits on here, you know, line it up properly, obviously. If you get nothing else out of this video, These pad savers are brilliant. They're like 10 bucks, I think, if that.
They're actually $5 for the 5-inch one, 6 for the 6.
And they will save your hook and loop unit a heap of trouble. There's so many holes in this thing, I'm sure it'll line up with whatever sander you happen to have. Pretty sure they designed it to fit with festival ones, which is kind of funny. The one that's on here, if it goes to crap, if you cook the hooks, you have to replace the whole pad. This thing here, you can simply replace this, and this costs
$6. Do some research.
not much. This is very handy. They make a version of these disc savers that is thick, has some foam in it, but the foam has the same hole configuration. If you use one of these pads, you can still get proper extraction through there. You get the added bonus of being able to very conveniently sand a concave surface. Because it's hook on one side and loop on the other, you can theoretically just stack and stack and stack away. If you stack it up enough, you could get into concave surfaces, like say the inside of a drum shell. Like you saw earlier, I did a bunch of work with these sanders, and I ended up going with this one over the 77, although I love the 77 and will probably buy it one day. The reason I went with this over the other one is simply because it is easier to do a small surface with a bigger pad than it is to go the other way around. I showed you me sanding a 26-inch bass drum. To do that with the 77 would have taken days. With the big 150, it took hardly any time at all. Mentioned it comes with this little packet of magic. If you are using your Mirka Deros sander and it seems to be unbalanced, much like me, you can actually use these as counterweights and these little tiny spots inside here to actually rebalance your machine. I love the idea of being able to fine-tune and adjust the movement of the actual sander itself. I'm going to keep these together for now. I'm not going to open this up just yet because invariably if I open this, that will all go missing. These are Mirka's own in-house Abranet Ace pads. James Finger over at Fixit Fingers did a fantastic sandpaper thing last month, a couple weeks ago, something like that. I'll put a link to it up here. Go check it out. He goes absolutely insane. With the warranty, it is a 2-year warranty, which covers pretty much anything outside of outright misusing it, right? If I'm just working away and something goes wrong, and there's something wrong with the actual unit itself, they're all over it. You know, I can just send them an email and sort it out quite quickly. One of the things that I thought was a nice touch was when I bought the tool from Best Abrasives, the warranty information was automatically uploaded and all that, because they had all that information. And I wish more companies did that. That's just fantastic. There you have it, Mirka Deros unboxing and far too much talking. A bit of an insight into me sanding down a drum shell as well. I've got some work to do. I've got actually tons of work to do. Yeah, so I should get back to work, as should you. You should stop dicking around on YouTube. If this is your first time here, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Yeah, check out the links in the doobly-doo, all that YouTubey stuff. I got some work to do. I'll see you guys later.